to another episode of Nexus. I'm Tate,
Brass.
and we'd like to welcome y'all to talking with my man here, Franklin,
Big Frank.
Big Frank,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
day long,
Big
man. How you
Frank.
feeling, brother?
I'm feeling good, man. Thanks for having me. It's a great day. It's sunny out here. It's a nice feeling.
It's beautiful.
100%,
Beautiful.
100%.
Yeah, it's real nice.
So what we want to have you on, man, is our show, Nexus, is all about technology from past, current, and future.
Mm-hmm.
So tell us about yourself. What do you do in IT?
Well, in IT field currently, my title is like a DevOps engineer.
Okay.
But mostly, it could be people look at it as a cloud engineer too.
Yeah.
And for people that are not aware of what it means, it's pretty much as a cloud engineer, you're helping companies and organizations manage infrastructures, softwares, applications on the cloud. And when I say cloud, a lot of people think the cloud is like up there.
In the sky.
yeah.
Not rain clouds like the one above my head. Not like that.
It's pretty much like they might have like some sort of a data center somewhere all the way in Texas. Sometimes it could be like under the ocean too. They have some ship, So, and then you just help them move those applications or software to those data centers and maintain them. They have some applications to help do all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
A known Amazon is a very popular. AWS, the upper services that help companies do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Microsoft has theirs too. Google has theirs. Alibaba has his own too. So
Yeah.
Alibaba is a China version of AWS, Amazon, because the dude is pretty much copying what Amazon is doing.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
So basically, the information don't have to be like in the same building with you.
Yeah. So, but the good thing about those things is that if you know how to do if you know how to work in one of those platforms,
Yeah.
you could pretty much, because it's the same ideology. If you want to create a CI/CD pipeline, if you want to do some sort of monitoring to see how your applications, if you need to increase their memories or CPU or whatever it is down, it's all the same ideology. So if you know how to work on AWS cloud, you could work on Azure. You might do some small training here and there.
Okay. Just to get familiar with the
Yeah,
current
yeah,
platform. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, and see, like with me, like I have like some experience with software development, so I know the idea of what like you're talking about when you're talking about cloud development.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people, I do know people that do watch our show that they don't know even what the cloud is.
Yes.
Yeah. Everybody's like, oh yeah, it's in the cloud. Oh yeah, it's up there. Thanks.
But I used to think that too, like when this company started doing stuff like storage in the cloud.
Right.
Before I got into it, I used to think maybe they have some sort of hard drive flying around.
In the
Right.
Hey, but that's that. But when you think about it, I mean, literally, cloud is just really something that's
Yeah.
in the air.
It really
and
is.
you can pull it down.
Yeah.
So that's it, man. And then as a DevOps engineer, you kind of so there is two. It's either you're a developer or you are in the operation side. So the operation side is like you know how to work on some of the tools for doing software development, like Git,
Yeah.
GitHub, GitLab.
Okay.
You're helping engineers do source code management because some of the engineers are very good at programming.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then to move the stuff to Git as easy as it is
Yeah.
from their laptop, it can be challenging because not everybody knows the process behind it.
Yeah,
so
right.
Pretty much the main thing is that if you want to move, if you want your GitHub right to communicate with your laptop, like you have to find a way to have some sort of connection with your local machine, which is your laptop,
Right.
and GitHub. And not everybody knows that, but because you probably didn't know it, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So you start by either creating some sort of token or SSH keygen from the whole process.
Yeah.
Some level of authentication to get you to that next point.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So that's pretty much what I do. And then my early stages, I've been in the IT field for a little while.
Okay.
I know that some people, like when they say, some people think they're naive or they don't have exposure in IT, but having exposure in IT might be just that you've been around from when you started using maybe the black and white TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
You were there when you started using the black and white TV, right?
right.
Yeah.
And the very
Yeah.
definition of neural nexus is the past.
Yeah.
Like what it was and how do you get it to
Yeah.
transition to the current, to the
Yeah.
future.
The evolution of IT
Yeah.
over time.
Yep.
I was there when to listen to like I grew up with soccer, big soccer fan, right?
Okay.
It was a big thing to listen to like soccer at the radio, with
Yeah.
the radio, right?
Yeah.
With the antenna and stuff. And then we migrated to someone has a black and white TV.
Start watching.
No.
And then we started calling, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we moved to the big ass TV that like occupies the whole room.
Yeah.
And having something as small as this,
That's your phone.
Yeah, those are like different phases of IT, technology that a lot of people have been through, but like, they feel like they are naive about technology.
Right.
But for me, if you're talking about, career-wise, I started in the IT field. My uncle owns like a cyber kind of cafe back home.
Okay.
With computers, and he was so meticulous about those computers. You can't even play with them.
Really?
Right.
Yeah, I played Prince of Persia, man.
Really? How old were you at the time?
Shit. I was like 7 years old. 7 years old.
So that was your first experience
Of computers.
with dealing with technology.
Yeah.
I bet your mind was like,
Yeah.
That was so sick, man. And it wasn't like the whole graphics like you have right now. It was like
Right.
blocks.
yeah. What we call that the 2D dimension.
Mhm.
Yeah,
One
yeah.
two-dimensional.
Yeah.
Two-dimensional, yeah.
We did that, and then played cards, solitaire, So, but then I started to just get, my mind started, kicking out. Like I know more about this stuff.
Right.
When I migrated here, even back home, like we used to pay a lot of money to go send email.
Really? Oh, I remember those
Yeah.
days. Because, I mean, that's when you had the dial-up and stuff like that.
Yeah, the dial up, and then back then, we had like Cyber. It's called like Cyber Cafe.
Yeah.
Email, like Yahoo email was like the main thing then. So we used to. I went to boarding school, right? So as a senior, we used to sneak out every Friday night. It's called night browsing.
Night browsing.
Damn.
That's a new term right there. Night browsing. Y'all
See,
you might get that confused with something else.
I've never even heard of that before because
That
like
was night browsing. And pretty much all we did then, and this was like the early stage of internet in Africa, right?
Okay.
I don't know
So
much
that's
about-
originally. So you're originally from Nigeria, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And okay.
So we used to sneak out on Friday night. We go out to the city because our boarding school was like in kind of like the rural area.
Okay.
We walk, was crazy. So we sneak out, go night browsing because then it was cheaper. Like most of the cyber cafes, right? They have a deal. Normally, if you come during the day like this, right, for an hour, they say
Right.
pay $5, $10 or whatever for an hour. But if you come at night from midnight, they can give you from midnight to 6 a.m. You pay like the amount you pay for an hour during the day.
oh wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Imagine
so
that.
people used to do like the night browsing stuff
Right.
then.
So that's where the terminology comes from.
Yeah, so and then all we did then was just pretty much because it was fascinating. Like you have. I remember like setting up my first email. It was like now I can talk to anybody from around the
Around the
world.
world,
Around
yeah.
the world.
Yeah, and then that was when the Yahoo chat was like popping. You enter the chat rooms or whatever.
Well, what year of time frame was this for you?
This was in 2003.
2003.
2003.
Man,
I was
what were you
probably-
doing?
I was like 5 years old, 4 or 5 years old.
I was speaking at college, man. Good night.
Man, that term night browsing, that's gonna be one to grow on for me, man. Because night browsing to me is something totally different than what it is for you.
Yeah. Because I mean, it was just the in there. I remember, like, just to go to the cyber cafe because it's like you go there, you see professionals, have to like dress up, like
Right.
clean.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You want to be on your best.
Yeah. So from there, that's how I got introduced to email and stuff. And it was like very, and then you go to your email. You get in. I remember like opening my first email. I didn't have any email because I didn't get any mail. Right.
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 I went back the next day. I saw like a bunch of email, not knowing that it was like marketers. Right?
Yeah. It's like
damn.
so at that time they didn't have spam folders, right?
No. They have
Yeah. So yeah.
So it was like cool, and most of the stuff then we, maybe some colleges are sending out advertisement or whatever. I was
Exactly.
like, oh yeah, this colleges, they want me, like,
Yeah.
So, but then that was how I got in. I was like intrigued with IT, right? So I moved down here, '05.
So you came to the United States in
Yeah,
2005.
yeah, but prior to that, like my uncle, he had traveled once to see my uncles here. He came back and was like, "Yo, your cousins are downloading music from the internet."
Bet you.
Yeah.
He was like, because then we had like the video games. So I was like, your cousins are downloading the games from the internet. You guys are still playing them.
Yeah, right.
We were like, what?
Y'all behind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys are
And
behind.
I mean, so that actually brings up something that I actually had a question about. So, what's your take on this? So, you see consoles nowadays, right, where you don't even need a disc or a USB or anything to plug into it to play it.
Yeah.
You could just download it from the cloud,
Yeah,
up there, up there somewhere,
Yeah.
and you're able to play it. Like you're able to download. And it's the same thing with like TV shows and movies and stuff. So, what's your take on that? Like, how did you like whenever you transition from using like discs to using cloud-based things? How was that transition for you? Like, was it,
Man, I mean, it's still crazy, but for me, I still kind of prefer the discs.
the disc, yeah.
CD.
Yeah, because I'm always thinking like I got my kids the PS5 for Christmas, right?
Okay.
And the guy that introduced me to PlayStation, because I used to play games like back in the days, like, but then I kind of felt I didn't know how everything was like. Oh, you could get the one that is just like, oh, you don't need to have the discs.
Yeah.
You can just download it from the cloud,
Yeah.
games or whatever, or into your hard drive in your PlayStation, or you could just get a disc. But because I came from that era where you remember getting those dicks and then like, it's cracking behind it, you're blowing it, you're wiping it.
Hey,
Yeah,
wait,
100%.
wait! I was about to say, y'all remember when I said that? What was it? Last episode?
Yeah, device.
Last episode, I said the same thing. I was like, y'all remember? Y'all had to get the
it,
scrubbing.
You put alcohol in it, you
Yep. And matter of fact, we were talking about that on streaming and downloading.
The streaming and downloading.
Streaming and downloading. We
Yeah.
were talking about how I was talking about how the PS2 and the Super Nintendo was my thing, and he was coming out with his piece on like being able to play from console to
PCs.
PC.
Yeah.
Now you can play like some people play mobile.
Yeah.
Just how technology
just
evolved.
changing. And this is like, if you think about it, man, it's not even long. It's not even long, man, because just in
We were saying Moore's law is 18 months. It is so much faster. Now.
Yeah.
So much
Yeah.
faster.
yeah.
And things have been like going through like pretty quick. Because I mean, in 2000, like for instance, 2000, what you said, 2003.
2003.
2003, you wouldn't have probably even thought
The
about
internet was so
like,
slow,
yeah,
but it was like we had patience. Like,
yeah, you wouldn't have.
like think about it. Then it was slow, but then it was like, it was. I mean, it was working. It was fast as of that time. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Fast for that time.
Yeah, and then like I remember trying to download some picture of some girl like that, from the internet, man. That shit took so wow. But we were just waiting. It was like
Because that excitement.
That
excitement
Yeah.
drew the patience for you.
Yeah, even like when I came here in '05, then I started seeing how my cousins were downloading the music, LimeWire,
Napster.
and to download like a small something like that, like you probably take like 2 or 3 days. I was just like, I remember like I woke up every morning, I'll go check, I'll make sure that the computer is not
it done
off.
yet?
Yeah.
100%. I feel that 100%.
Yeah.
That was near and dear to
So
my
like
too.
if you think about like how technology has shifted from the ages, man, it's actually like it's kind of exciting, and you're like, wow, we've gone really, really far into now that, like you're saying, like now, back then, like people will have like DVDs, cassettes all over the house.
Constantly burning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you guys do the stuff where you had the small cassette, for music,
Yeah.
and then you recorded music from MTV or?
Yeah.
You used to throw the VHS tape in there, press record.
I mean, like the ones you play in your car.
Oh, the cassette.
Yeah.
tapes,
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, my dad had one of those. Yeah.
Yeah. So then one of my friends, they were being big in hip hop, right? They go to market to buy the new CDs. I don't really have that kind of money to buy CDs. So what I do is I buy empty tape, or even you can just find the tape that's lying around.
Yeah, blank.
And,
Yeah.
Blanks, or even if you still have something in it, but if you put it in and then press the record and play at the same time,
Record right over.
you record.
Yeah. Hey, don't you be recording over somebody else's tape, man.
Oh, I done got in trouble doing that. My older brother tape, like, this is my new gen. I tell you see my tape? No. Man, this my tape.
Man, so those are like the things that it's nice that we have this conversation because I never even thought about I'm gonna speak about this one day,
Yeah.
But that was how I got intrigued into technology, and then I got here. I got into school. I started doing computer science as my associate degree. So then MySpace was popping then.
MySpace.
And
Oh man.
I used to see my friends play with it because it's based on HTML language, right?
Yes.
But then when I took the class on HTML and Cascade style sheet back then,
Yeah.
and then after my class, I was just in the library with my friend, and she was like, I need to change my MySpace stuff. He was showing me. So I saw the HTML. I'm like, dude, this is just HTML, man. It was like, you want to change the color of the background. It was like, he doesn't know how people do that. I'm like, just put the code in there.
Yeah.
So I'm saving and press enter. He was like, no. I'm like, yeah. He was like, he did it. He was like, oh shit. He's looking at me as a guru. I'm like, and he was like, okay, how do I put this picture? Because remember then, like to put a picture on a web page, it was a long process.
Yeah.
You have to find a way to convert it to the whatever. I was like, I showed him how to. I kind of forgot the whole process, but I showed him how to do that. And then there are some websites where if you put a picture right, it generates a code for you.
Yep.
That you can use on your
MySpace, yeah.
He just cut and drop,
Copy and paste, yeah.
Bam. Bam, you got it. So he was like,
yeah,
so
I remember.
I started doing that, and then I started managing a group. My friends, they're like some like a small music group. They had their MySpace.
Right.
I started managing their MySpace for them. So from there, I graduated to doing like Java programming, like, to the whole now until although like I had a switch in my college degree. I went from computer science to mathematics. And then
mathematics?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so when I graduated with my degree, I started working in an IT environment for some federal government agency.
Okay.
So that was where we had contractors come in to do some DevOps works. Okay. So that's how I got into DevOps, man.
Hey.
Your uncle's cafe, and then you was just hooked at that point and went forward.
Yeah.
So I understand this too, Franklin, is that you're also a veteran.
Yeah.
So thank you for your service.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much.
100%, man. That's huge.
Yeah.
So you're in the States.
Mm-hmm.
You get to the States. You just finished your bachelor's degree, right?
Not recently. I mean.
No, at the time.
Yeah.
So your transition, you're here in 2005. You're geeked on technology, and then now you're getting into the point where you're like, I think I want to go further. So you switch from computer science to mathematics.
Yeah.
What was that conversion about?
Yo, that was mostly. Nothing is easy, man. Yo,
it's not just 2 + 2.
It's not just okay. I was doing well with I did the HTML, this Java, C++, but like colleges sometimes when you move on to maybe the third level,
the
courses I was not understanding the courses, man. I would just tell you like,
what was the hang up?
I don't know. I was not getting. I think then part of it was because then I got introduced to there's this language called Scheme that is used for robots. I did well in it, but then there was some other stuff that I think what kind of messed me up then was I went to like a very big school.
Right.
I'm used to the community college small classes.
Right.
You need problem, you go to your professor.
Correct.
You have one-on-one. You don't need to set an appointment. Like so in the school I went to, the office time you can't even get your professor. Like they just have teachers assistants.
Yeah.
They know as
much as you know.
Yeah, no. I mean, they might know more than me, but like, there's a difference from like talking to your professor,
correct,
than just talking to a TA that probably doesn't want to be there,
right?
But they're there because they're getting some sort of fund from the government, from the school to do their PhD,
right?
Yeah. So that that was where the disconnect started because I was used to if I'm working on my assignment and I have issues that you my professor. The next day I'm in your office like 7 a.m. waiting for you to come in.
Yeah.
But you can't do that at this.
But that's being driven. That's being driven because you really want to know.
So I was like, you know what? I did mathematics when I was in community college, and I pretty much didn't struggle that much, and I could just continue to do that. So I had to transfer out of actually looked for schools, private schools where I can do my computer science, but I didn't really I didn't really see that, or maybe I started to have this kind of fear about programming. It just threw me off my experience that I had then. So I just switched back to mathematics.
Okay.
And I transferred to a private school. I was like, everything was just going.
Just took off.
Yeah, took off. Yeah.
Okay.
And then once I finished my mathematics degree, a year after I finished, I started my master's right away.
There you go.
Just to get it there. So I have my master's in systems engineering and technology management. So I got 2 masters at the same time.
Double major, or getting 2 masters at the same time. So during this time where you're in school, at this point you've been in the States for a few years. So you've been in this place.
Yeah.
How was the weather coming from where you come from, right?
Yeah.
From Nigeria to what, Minnesota?
No, I mean, I actually came from Nigeria to New Jersey.
Oh, so they got it. That's that real cold.
Oh, man, I hated New Jersey, man. I hated the East Coast, man. Sorry, man, if you're from the East Coast, but yeah, that was not my thing, man. Like, everybody was, I just didn't like the environment. Things didn't kick up for me.
Yeah.
Things actually kicked up for me. Like, when
It's pretty fast paced too.
It's fast paced, and some little stuff that you keep, like, when I came, I don't know, but it was just weird, man, over there.
Right.
When I came to Minnesota, like, the school, my community college I went to was very close to my house.
Right.
I could literally walk if it's not snowing.
So the convenience was important.
The convenience was there, and it was easier to. I started working working in a warehouse. The warehouse was far from my school, so I could literally, if I had strength, I could just walk from my house to work at night, in the morning, and walk to my school if I wanted to. But I mean, it's a long distance, but if I still wanted to do the work, I can do that. So it was just the convenience is there, and then. The people in Minnesota, the teachers and stuff, they are very, very supportive. Okay. And a lot of my teachers, they saw how hardworking I was.
100%.
Yeah, it's best of me working there, going to school there. All the classes I took in that school, I became a tutor for all of them.
I was about to say, did you ever get paid for it?
Oh, of course, shit. What do you mean, man? But that was because, back in college days, there's some days where you just have 1 classes, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I just have my 1 class, and then the rest of the day I come and put my time. I'm in the library waiting for someone to come in. Yo, how do you do this thing? How do you do this? How do you do that? So yeah, so that's how I kind of paid my, had some money.
Yeah.
To do some other stuff. So it was, Minnesota has been great, great so far for me, man.
Okay. Yeah, man. But that's awesome.
Yeah.
We were thinking about, like, when you come to technology, at some point in your life, it just grabs you.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Because especially when you're young, growing up, you're moving all about. You're trying to figure out what it is that I really want to do.
Yeah.
Stumbling across all that, man.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful to hear your story and be like, you know what? Because you said you worked in a warehouse while you was in school.
Oh shit, man. Can I say the name of the company?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I worked at UPS as a package handler.
Brown.
Yeah.
What did Brown do for you?
I still went back to UPS too to work as a systems engineer later on.
See how that worked?
Yeah. So, I mean, I love UPS, man, because then they had this benefit. I don't know if they still have it then, but health insurance was covered, dental, everything. And then I got, as long as I have a C in my classes, then I get like 2,500 or 1,500 every semester.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, that's motivation, especially at college.
Yeah.
Man.
Dude, when I was growing up, like I was not that. Like if you look at my results from back home, and compare it with my transcript here, you will be like, this person doing this stuff back home is not the same person.
They call that growth. That's growth.
Yo, like and even my progression and my how I succeeded in school, a lot of my friends, people, they were surprised, they were shocked because I was not considered to be like a college person like that, but I was not really doing well in school.
Okay.
But when I came here, like everything just changed, and
so the environment was important.
Environment, like you live in a country where the government provides the opportunity for you to do what the country want to do.
Yeah, 100%.
That's more important thing because if you go back to Nigeria, there's a lot of kids that are actually doing fucking very well, but I'm sorry, man, I shouldn't have said
it's okay.
No, you good.
There's kids that are doing, very well, but then they don't have the support, the opportunity from their leaders or the government to put them where they want to be.
Yeah.
Right.
That's huge.
Stuff like that. So here, anybody that is here, like in America, they should utilize whatever opportunity that they have. You know, I joined the military. I did, although I didn't have a long career, but I'm still reaping up the benefits of me being in the military for a very short time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I don't know what else can beat that, man.
Yeah, I mean, but
I don't know.
you did what most people should do, and people who migrate to the United States, you took full advantage of what we offer here in the United States.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, that's an opportunity. I'm gonna use it. You kept doing it, looking at it.
I'm still ripping off it because the works that we do right now is of most likely like they probably consider us more because we are veterans and shit. You might not have been the best people to do the interview.
God bless the USA.
They say you're veterans, like okay, because that gives people like some sort of confidence or whatever, or like okay, this guy he's a veteran and he's looking for the right word, like
so you can deal with structure.
Yeah, he's serious and he's not gonna have some sort of faith that he's gonna do well. I'll give him this chance.
Yep.
Stuff like that. But yeah, man. Altogether, like America has been great. Where I am today. It's nice. I can't believe I'll be able in a position where I'm talking about technology with
who knew?
People. Yeah.
You ever give your uncle a shout out?
Oh yeah, shit, man. I don't think he's gonna see this, but I have two uncles that actually shaped my life.
Okay.
One of them is in Nigeria, and one of them is here.
Okay.
So the one that was here, actually, I remember like when I first came, every evening we were in his kitchen.
Okay.
Doing mathematics, and because he wanted me to do SAT then to get into college and stuff like that. But it didn't go well, so I had to go to like a community college, which I think was a good move because coming from Africa, right, or Nigeria, it would have been a big cultural change. That's just going to like a big ass school.
Yeah. You're going from a close knit environment to like this.
Even looking at the fact that even after I spent a couple years in the community college and I went to a big school, I still kind of flunked out.
Okay. How'd you handle that though?
Man, that was very depressing, man.
Really?
Yeah, because I come from where like, if you're not with your degrees or whatever, everybody like they consider you a failure.
Right.
And I was supposed to have been graduated since like 2010, and to hear that I went to this college and then I flunked out. So I've already passed my graduation time, so they're just waiting. Okay, just come out with something. Just come with a paper.
Come out with something.
Just come out with something, and then they hear that you flunked out. That kind of defeats the purpose of why they sent you here,
Yeah.
So that's why I made the conscious decision. And luckily for me, I had friends that went through the same thing. They were like, "Yo, don't worry. I mean, it's not everybody that's gonna do well in the school or whatever. Just go to a smaller school."
Yeah.
So I was like, "Okay, cool." I went to a smaller, private school. It was expensive.
Right.
But luckily for me, my GI Bill came in handy during that time.
All that supports you and all that stuff you put forward to get successful.
Yeah. So that was a good, that was a very traumatic experience because that was one of the first times in my life I thought I was going to be a failure.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of times where I felt like I was going to be a failure too, especially like coming here too.
Yeah.
Because like with me, I came from DC to come here.
Yeah.
Right.
And when I came from DC to here, like I didn't really know much about IT, like the programming part.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like I knew about IT, like I would like hardware, software, like I knew like terms.
Right.
And I had an idea of what, coding was and stuff like that. But when I actually came here and actually started doing it, I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
And then everybody else is like sitting here like, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this. And I'm like, man, I ain't gonna be able to get this sometime. And, it makes you feel like you're a failure because you're trying to.
Yeah. Because then, you're looking at your friends that you went to graduate high school from.
Right.
Coming out, like, I remember one time I messaged my math teacher from high school. I was like, how you doing? Like, I'm doing well. He was like, he was like, what am I doing at the time? I'm still struggling to my private school.
Yeah.
He was like, your mates are getting their PhD.
He's like, I'm trying to get past this part, not no PhD. That's down the line. He had more pressure, man.
your mates are getting their PhD, and it was true. It was true. Like I knew like 2 or 3 of my classmates that were like professors at the time at a university back home.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's peer pressure.
Yes, in a good way.
Like this, yeah,
He's saying a good way.
Because you're like, well, I don't really want to tell you what I'm doing. I mean, I see what y'all doing, but to have that mindset to be like, okay, that also kind of made you buckle down.
Yeah, and then even not just your professor, and then there are other people that, as of that time, they already finished their degree and then they're working on their clinicals to become doctors at a hospital back home. So it's like when you look at it and then you compare that, and then you're looking at you're looking at yourself. It's like,
yeah,
these guys are already done with this phase, and then I'm getting flocked out of university. You know.
Right. I couldn't imagine that mindset because you look at yourself like, man, I just pack it up.
When I went to the private school, right? If you ask the teachers there, they know me like every day. That we had like a study room. Mm-hmm. Every day you see me in one particular corner of the place with my computer and my laptop and I was like, I'm gonna get this shit, man.
There you go.
And I didn't even know that people were noticing me until one of the teachers was like, they were saying something. I was like, yo, that's the dude that's always at the study room.
Yeah,
working on his stuff. Like
beating on that craft, learning it.
After class like this, I don't even. I mean, I played sports for the school. I did a track for them. I tried to play football, but shit, man, that shit was hard, man. Forget about the muscle, man. Shit, that's a different. There's I tried to play, but it didn't work out. So I just focused on the school part, and so whenever I don't have class. It's either I'm just sat down there, did my homework. I make sure I finish my homework. Like my professors know me. Like if I have a problem, bro, I'm sitting in your office, man.
Till we get this.
And that's what I like about that school, because the teachers were very, very. They have connection with their students. Like literally, like if you come to that school and people that fail out, if anybody fails out from that school, it's because they want to fail out. Like the professors will push you to the point that they can actually just tell you, okay, study this stuff and come for the exam.
Right.
That's how they can go. Like if they see that you're trying, they'll be like, okay, just study this, listen, study them.
Right.
Come in and let me test you.
Right.
That's I've never after I was like, if I have some money, man, in my later life, I'm gonna do some major donation
to that school.
Because generations, kids are changing these days, man. You see. A lot of that hard work principle is not going to be there, and kids will probably need people to push them.
You do,
and if they don't have that push, man, it's going to be very detrimental, bro.
Oh, 100%. I mean, because foundation is everything.
Yeah.
You just mentioned it.
Yeah.
You just need someone to believe in you.
Yeah.
Like you believed in you.
Yeah.
And then you got that support. They rallied around you, and then next you know, here you are now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, hey.
Yeah, man.
It's possible. But was it Frederick Douglass said that without struggle there can be no progress?
Yep.
And here you are. Most people look at you probably like, oh man, you're making it. Let me tell you my story. Let me tell you about this. Because you talk about a degree in mathematics, and being good with the numbers and doing all this other stuff. Math for some people is a huge fear.
Oh yeah.
But that's also a big part of IT.
Oh yeah, no.
A huge part of IT.
When you go behind the back end, you start dealing with just ones and zeros and shit.
The binary.
Yeah. That's a whole different. And then the logics, because I remember one of the class I took in math that kind of was hard was when you start doing abstract mathematics and start doing real analysis.
Mm-hmm.
No, man, the numbers are gone now, man.
Yeah.
They're trying to learn the letters and they're trying to know how you understand English.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, and shout out to my mom for making me appreciate math and love math, because without her, I would have probably hated math.
Yeah, because I was one of those students like, we ain't gonna never use this again.
Algebra and calculus is easy, man. Wait till you enter when it's like they give you a question, it's like, oh, English. You have to figure it.
Figure it out.
Like in algebra, like you think maybe the closest you get is like if they give you like a probability or they give you like a word problem or you see an equation is like X and Y.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In abstract is like real sentences.
Yeah.
Yeah. Abstract math, and then real analysis is like what is this and this in this neighborhood. I was like, what the fuck are
And that's back before there was Chat GPT.
Yeah.
All these things that help kids out today, they have it made. There was no Googling back then.
Oh yeah, the closest we got then was like when some textbooks will come with a solution manual.
Yeah.
So you could either buy those from a bookstore, and then if you buy the ones
They're
from
like
the bookstore-
laminated.
No, not laminated. Like it's the actual book, but it has the solutions to all the problems in the book.
Oh man.
And then if you buy those, you know what they do sometimes?
What's that?
They only give you the solutions to either the odd numbers.
You still gotta figure out the
You
even.
gotta or
Oh yeah, the answer in the back of the book. You like, dang.
Well, hold on.
I need 2, 4, 6,
And then-
8, 10, 12.
some books will have the solutions at the back of the book, but then it's just the answers. But you actually need to see how
How it's done.
You got the answer.
Yeah.
Then you can either download it from uTorrent
Okay.
or Pirate Bay.
And now you talking about some classic stuff. You can't find that no more now.
No,
Oh, see, like nowadays for like people around my age, just Quizlet or Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, so those,
GTP, man, if you put it on Chat
ChatGPT too. So
in 2 seconds, man, they get you an answer.
yeah.
Flying colors.
Yeah.
And see, like when math started getting hard for me was whenever you had to write an essay for your answer. And I'm like,
That's exactly right. I was like,
I was like, it ain't not one number in this.
but yeah.
Yeah. So how am I supposed to pass this? Yeah, 100%.
And then like coming from someone that English is like my second language and shit, it's like
So you had
Yeah.
another barrier right
that's
there.
a barrier, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's but hey, I figured
You got it done though.
I got it done, man. Yeah, I got it done, man.
Yeah, kudos to you for that.
Yeah, 100%, man. Like I said, it's one thing to transition from a school to a school, but coming from a country to another country and then having to learn the language and all these other barriers.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I've never seen you complain about anything, man.
Sure.
You always kept a positive attitude.
Yeah.
You always stayed driven. So that just tells me that's your character.
Yeah, man. I
Yep.
come from some people say that they come from the hood here. We came from the creeks, man. Adrian Broner.
Right.
He complains he's like, yo, we grew up with a water and conflicts. Where we grew up, man, we don't have water, we don't have conflicts.
That's real problems right there. That's real.
That's real for real.
And then, so do you get a chance to go back home often?
Yeah, like I went back like twice.
Okay.
Twice, it's nice. Things are progressing though. Just like back home is a little bit slow, but if you go there, things are not like it was like when I grew up and stuff.
Right, 100%.
But things are now like internet is everywhere with the phones and everything. So we have progressed drastically, but we're still kind of a little bit behind.
Yeah.
We still like catching up and stuff.
100%. But like they say, slow is smooth and smooth is fast.
Yeah.
So we talk about technology. What's one of your favorite devices, apps? Like, what are some of your favorites?
My favorite app, ChatGPT.
Look, I should have known that.
Yo,
I should have known that.
see, and that's where I was like, because you remember, like I'm always using ChatGPT. I'm like, he was like, hey, yo, what is this? I'm like, hold on, wait, let me ask ChatGPT real quick.
Can you make me this? And then
I get some certain text from someone, I don't know how to reply it. I just copy it and paste on my ChatGPT. How do I respond to this?
and tell you just take that as
It'll tell
boy's smart.
The craziest thing is it'll tell you what to say, and then why you should say it.
right in the perfect tone too.
Yeah.
And then
And there's another one too that's out there that it could literally do presentations for you.
really,
Yeah.
Yeah. You remember the one that's on the TV?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Presentations for you. So
Oh, you talking about Synthesia? 'Cause
Yeah.
it can take an AI person and make it look like they're real. They can also present that.
It's done like the one I've shown you is like Popeye or Poppy or whatever.
I think I may have heard of that one.
Now, I think I've heard of it,
That
but
one is crazy, man, bro. It can, if you want to do a presentation about cars or whatever, just say I want to do a presentation about Cadillacs or whatever. It creates a presentation. Not only will it create it, it puts it on PowerPoint for you.
what?
Designs the PowerPoint for you, bro.
Man. You see that one?
You see, you just told me something new,
Right.
and I'm like, what? Okay.
You see that one commercial where the dude said, "So you got over 2,000 years of IT experience.
Yeah.
Like you ain't been alive that long. He's like, yeah, you knew ChatGPT wrote that for you.
Yeah.
And you're the guru of what?
There's some crazy stuff out there, man. And you can create you can create a presentation for you.
Yeah.
Anything that you put in there is going to give you at least 5 pages PowerPoint, 5 pages of presentation.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what's your well, I want to know, how do you feel about AI? What do you see AI going? I mean,
It could be bad, it could be good.
how so?
The bad part is it can make people to be
Lazy.
slow and lazy.
Yeah.
Like there's some little stuff that I know I can figure out, but shit,
You don't
I'm
want
like,
to.
I ChatGPT.
We mentioned we talked about that in our first episode, man. Like we were talking about like phones and like when was the last time we talked about pay phones?
Yeah, but you remember, like, let's go back, right?
Yeah.
When we had the Google search bars.
Yeah.
How that was like, oh wow, I could find a lot of information on here.
Yeah.
So that's ChatGPT point, on steroids, right?
Yeah.
Because literally anything you put it on ChatGPT, like, it gives you
the real.
might not give you the real answer, but it might give you to start looking for, like, I give you a way to start looking. For example, if you want to create some sort of infrastructure on AWS using Lambda or whatever, you can just say, how do I create this one? Spits out the whole thing and just gives you steps and then gives you solution, gives you sample code, man.
Yeah.
So if you know what you're doing, you can work off that. And so that's where you see that the importance of people actually mastering that craft comes in. And as opposed to, like, you don't know whatever, and then they give it to you, and then you try to do something, then you don't know how to start. So the good thing is, the bad thing is make it to be slow. People are now make you might stun the idea of people being creative and to create some stuff. But even the app, that one I was telling you, if you want to create an application, you put in what you want the application to do, it does it for you.
Yeah. I mean the code and everything.
Yeah, like the one I told you that does the presentation.
Yeah.
If you want to create an application for something, it does it pissed out the code everything for you. Man.
Perfectly. You just got to make sure.
But hey, can you make this for me? Yeah, here you go. All the code right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
for not just resumes.
It breaks it down on also the files and the directory that you are going to have code files in or whatever. So if you're trying to do some sort of containerization or whatever, it's crazy, man. So I mean, the good thing is it's going to make life easier, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But it might stun the idea, of course. The reason why we are here today is because people are creating something out of nothing.
Off an idea.
Yeah, off an idea. Like, just think about, like, when I watched the documentary about Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
Prior to iPhone, because iPhone changed the dynamics of everything behind cell phones. People never thought about having. I mean, although like Nokia had their screen, stuff, but iPhone
really made it that
different level, man.
Yeah, the whole GUI system of the screen, color, then the swiping,
and then now you can play from there. You can play music on your iPhone.
Yeah.
So if you think about it, like, and I remember, like, Steve Jobs had fired some people that told him that you can't. So he's gonna have like a meeting or whatever. This is what I want to do, and then you say that's not possible. It's like, leave. Like, and literally, like, he fired a lot of people because they just said that it's not possible.
Yeah, he was definitely a visionary. Yeah. To even see the part where he got Apple to where it was and then get fired, kicked him off the board. It's like, I built this.
Yeah. So it's stuff like that. It's so that because we need to have people that are very creative. Like, you look at even cars these days.
Yeah,
like Elon Musk with the car. Like, that shit is phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
And
no more oil leaks in the garage. No more gas and all that. Yeah.
So that shit is phenomenal. And then if you going back to if you want to go back, you're gonna see, like, I was just thinking about this like yesterday. I was like, from the time people started creating light bulbs and discovering electricity, you can see how it just transcends. Because without those foundations, all this stuff will not be here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the point is that we need to have people that are that can still create shit out of nothing, and that's how we are here, like, in the medical field. I remember when I first got injured in the military. Right. That was my first time seeing a MRI machine.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't even know he existed. Like, I
Yeah.
was like, what? Because I was only used to like X-rays and shit.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's like, oh, they roll me inside.
Yeah.
You're like, whoa, what's this?
Right.
Like, wow. So I was like, things are happening that I didn't even know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, wow, man. And from the drugs that we take, everything, there's some drugs you take, he releases it every some minutes or whatever. In your,
Yeah.
you know, it's just crazy, man.
All that time release.
Yeah.
You got certain. It's crazy how you can take one drug for like headache.
Yeah.
It goes strictly for that. Then you
And
got
then-
one for this.
Yeah,
You got
and
one
they
for
tell
that.
you like some drugs that you shouldn't crush it
Yeah.
because if you crush it, it might be like a dose a tablet, right?
Yeah.
You can actually overdose by crushing it.
Yeah.
Because then it's designed to release some portion of it in
yeah,
your body.
That time release
That
stuff.
time, yeah.
100%.
So I mean, tech is crazy, man. Tech is being, and that's why we are here today. It's going to be forever improving and changing.
Yeah.
Like 20 years down the line, you're going to see some new stuff pop out.
It's just, I mean, it was SpaceX now.
Yeah.
You know, we used to think, remember, it was all about NASA, and now you have like Virgin Mobile, Virgin doing their thing, SpaceX. It's just crazy how a person can have an idea. As long as you can get past the naysayers, you can actually pretty much do what you want.
Yeah, but like, isn't it crazy? Like when you watch all those cartoons back in the days, like the Jetsons.
The Jetsons, yeah.
They were using cell phones in the cartoons, man. They had like, flying cars.
Yeah. And they're saying that's.
They're saying that was gonna happen, but like, we didn't know. It was like we were watching the Jetsons that they had cell phones, they had they had flying cars and stuff.
Yeah, we were talking about like remember the brick phone, beepers, pagers. So gone. Cell phones now are just computers.
Yeah.
It's not just calling you.
Yeah.
You can play games. You could send photos. You can do pretty much anything. You can shoot videos and make a whole movie off a phone.
Yeah.
Right in the palm of your hand.
Yeah.
If we had cell phones in high school, boy, it'd have been on and popping. But you can get caught up too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So that's my. I mean, that's my take on my. I know we kind of drifted from the DevOps stuff, but that's part of what the kind of shit stuff I do. Sorry, stuff I do.
So because IT is such a broad field, you single it into being DevOps.
Yeah.
And you've been doing DevOps now for the company you work for now.
Yeah.
And do you do that at home too, or is it just when you're at work?
I mean, I used to do that at home, when I was still, because I never talked about how I got into DevOps. So the folks that came into the company I was working with at the time, the contractors, I worked with them. I took an interest in what they're doing. So pretty much to get into DevOps, all you need to do is, some colleges offer some kind of boot camp or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's going to be helpful if you know a little bit of how computer works.
Yeah.
You're familiar with using the terminals or some sort. Familiar with a little bit of, so you get in, do your boot camp. So at that time, I enjoyed working. I enjoyed doing a lot of stuff at home.
Yeah.
Look at my GitHub. I have a bunch of stuff on there that I'm doing. But right now, I'm more like trying to. Even right now, I still kind of study a little bit at home.
Yeah.
Trying to get into. I've done Kubernetes before.
Yeah.
And, for those that don't know, like Kubernetes is like container.
Containerization.
Yeah. I don't.
You're just segmenting your network.
Yeah. So it's like I want to get because it's in demand right now. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
So I'm trying to get better in it. So on my free time at home, I play around and stuff like that. So that's what I do at home.
Yeah, you have your own server?
Of course I do have mine.
I got that in the back.
Yeah, I mean, even the server is not even hard to build these days. Mine was. I'm not that kind of person that is. I mean, I could do it myself, but I went to Micro Center in Minnesota, and I just told them I need a server. They just got me the the stuff I need, and I just put them together.
Yeah.
So I have my own server.
Okay. Yeah. And that kind of helps you stay current and also how to do your own practice.
Of course.
So you're basically practicing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that plays a huge part of your success.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you go back to what I said about me studying, when
Use it, run off to the side of the school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, if I really want to get something done,
Yeah.
I'll get it done. I know how to get it done.
There you go. There you go.
I know how to get it done.
So in the IT world, definitely you got your degrees up. That's a big up to that. But now you are talking about in the IT world, right? Certifications, it. Like, so what kind of certifications do you got?
I just have the AWS DevOps Engineer certification.
Okay.
That's pretty much what I have. But those are the certifications are good because you can study for them. You can study for it,
right,
and then go take the exam and take it. But if you're not going to keep practicing what you study, you're going to forget it.
True.
So my advice is, if you're working somewhere and they need someone with that certification or whatever offered,
right,
to go take the certification, and then because then you're going to keep practicing.
Yep.
You have some sort of motivation. Like, I'm not. Sometimes it's hard to get motivation just to sit down and be writing codes or playing around with something. Unless you, like for me, my motivation is, let me say I'm trying to get into a new position, a new job.
How'd I get
it high pay? Just like the Kubernetes stuff. Like I was before, like I did it before, but then now I'm like, shit, they're paying this amount for more of
to know Kubernetes.
Kubernetes, I was like, shit. So I'm just playing around with it. Even at my office, I installed my own clusters on my locally or whatever.
Yeah.
Deploying small applications here and there, just seeing how it works. So stuff like that kind of motivates me. But if it's just like, oh, I'm bored, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
That's the last thing I'm going to say.
Yeah. You start drifting off and doing all this other stuff.
All right.
Big Frank, man, it was a pleasure having you on, bro. Yeah. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate the love, giving us a little bit about your background.
Big Frank Part 2. Hopefully you gonna come back.
Yeah, of course, man. You guys invite me on, man.
100%, man. Shit, I didn't know that much about it, but I definitely like to hear more about Nigeria, man, on our next episode, man. Your whole roots and whatnot. But again, just being around family, you never know when IT tech hits you, and then you start to realize, like, it's not just something I can play. I can actually make a living off of it. So, Nexus, glad to have you out, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. And I appreciate you, and can't wait to see you for Part 2. Yes. I'm pretty sure they can't wait too.
Part 2. Big Frank.
I'll be back.
Any party words for us, Big Frank?
Man, it's nice to be out here with you guys today, man. I never thought, like I said earlier, I'll be in a million years like talking about technology and my experience.
Reminiscing.
Yeah. So, and it was the good thing that I'm just remembering like the night browsing.
Night browsing. I'll never forget that. I'm always remember that word, night browsing.
Night browsing.
So that's the kind of what makes text to be what it is today and how exciting it is. When you look at how it has changed and progressed over the years and stuff, you're like, oh man. You just remember like when we used to blow like cartridges of the game.
Yeah. Trying to get the game to play again. We're buffing the disc out.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, it's nice to be out here today, man. And I'll be back, if I get an invitation, man.
Yeah, that's a guarantee, man. You're gonna be back again.
For sure.
100%. Yeah. Hey, on behalf of Nexus, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Yep. I'm Tate.
Brass.
I'm Franklin.
Yep. Franklin, Big Frank. Tune in, like, subscribe, share. We appreciate all the love and support. We'll see you on the next episode. We out.
Get it